He has been married to his wife for 23 years and has a son and a daughter. 23 years later, I discovered that neither of the two children was my biological child. In desperation, I confronted my wife. But he was pushed off the building by his wife and her adulterer. When I woke up again, I was 35 again. Looking at my newborn daughter in my arms, I decided to let my wife suffer the consequences. 1. I have been married to my wife for 23 years. Although there have been occasional minor frictions during this period, we have raised a pair of children together and our life is relatively happy and fulfilling. With my encouragement and guidance, my son was admitted to a good university and has a bright future. My daughter is the one my wife and I have grown up with. I hold her in my hands and raise her like a princess. But I didn't expect that I would have a minor car accident when I was approaching 50. When giving blood transfusion, it was discovered that the blood types of the daughter and son did not match. When I thought about the fact that my son and daughter have no similarities to me in terms of personality or appearance, I couldn't help but begin to doubt. So I secretly asked the doctor to do 2 paternity tests. The conclusion I reached was a huge blow to me. The children I have raised for 20 years are not my biological children. I was so angry that I went to question my wife without caring about my injured legs. But I found out that my wife was having an affair with her lover in the house I just sold to my son. I was so angry that I wanted to teach them a lesson, but I had an injury on my leg. My wife was not panicked when faced with my questioning. Instead, she said proudly that it was my blessing that I could help her raise the children. After all, she has let me be the father of her child for so many years, so I shouldn't care about it. I got angry and cursed, saying I wanted a divorce and to go to court. But she disagreed. She didn't want to be laughed at, nor did she want her 2 children to have a stain on them. During the quarrel, she and her adulterer attacked me and pushed me down from the 26th floor. Although the 2 children were frightened when they saw this scene, they still helped the 2 men set up the scene and created the illusion that I had accidentally fallen. Only then did I realize that these 2 ungrateful people had already known that I was not my biological child. I died with hatred in my heart, and when I woke up I found myself in the delivery room. When I saw the happy faces of the people around me and the baby in my arms, I realized that I was born again. Chapter 2. 2. The crying of the baby in my arms brought me back to my senses. I looked around and realized that I was in a hospital. Xiaobin. What are you standing there for? Hurry up and give the child a name. Hey, look at how fair and tender he is. Unlike when you were a child, you were pitch black. Only when my mother's voice came into my ears did I dare to believe that I was reborn. In my previous life, my mother passed away when I was 45 years old. Now when I heard her voice, my eyes couldn't help but tear up. Mom. My mother saw me like this and smiled and patted me. Silly son, are you so happy that you are silly? Mom knows it's not easy to have a daughter at your age, but you don't have to be so happy, right? As he spoke, the people around him also laughed and expressed their congratulations and blessings. When I looked over, I realized that not only my mom was there, my dad, but also my brother and his wife's family, and my wife's parents were all there. Only then did I turn my attention back to the baby in my arms. She was wrinkled all over, obviously I had just taken her from the nurse. I recall that this was the day my daughter was born. In my previous life, I always wanted a daughter, but my wife and I tried for a long time without success. By the time my daughter was born, I was already 35 years old. I love my daughter, who is considered an old woman, so much. At the same time, I am more grateful and love my wife, thank her for giving me a son and a daughter. But if I knew that these children were not my biological children, I would never love them so much. The feeling of weightlessness from falling from the building seemed to still be there. I recalled my wife's indifferent attitude and the adulterer's smug look in my previous life, and the hatred in my heart surged up. When I saw my daughter in my arms again, I felt no joy, only infinite hatred. Xiaobin, what's wrong with you? Are you so happy that you're stupid? I came back to my senses after hearing that. Mom, it's okay, I'm just thinking about something. Let's go see Xiaoqian. Following my suggestion, everyone entered the ward together. My wife was still young at that time. She was 5 years younger than me, but just 30 years old. Since she married me, I have taken very good care of her. She has fair skin, a rich life, and there is no sign of aging at all. When she saw us come in, she moved slightly, and my mother hurried forward. "Oh, baby, don't move yet. You just gave birth to a child and your body is injured. You can't move around." Seeing how nice my mom was to her, I couldn't help but think of what she did at my mom's funeral. So I calmly pushed my mother aside and put the child next to her. Seeing that I didn't seem very happy, she forced a smile and asked, "Have you named the child?" "No, I can't think of any good name." "You can choose it yourself." She was stunned when she heard this. I had clearly spent the whole night reading the dictionary just to give the child a good name. And I knew that she came from the countryside and had not received much education. How could she possibly come up with a good name if I asked her to choose one now? My mother was a little confused to see me like this. I was obviously very happy and excited before, and had been looking forward to the birth of the baby, so why did I suddenly change now? Seeing this, my mother hurriedly said, "Don't worry, let's take our time to think of a name for the child. Let Xiaoqian take a rest first." Yes, let Xiaoqian take a break first." After hearing this, I didn't say anything else. I watched the family members see my daughter and leave the ward one by one. I just glanced at the person on the bed. She seemed to want to say something, but I ignored her. Chapter 3. She stayed in the hospital for one night, and I discharged her the next day. She didn't understand. "Why are you being discharged so soon? My body hasn't recovered yet, can't I stay a few more days?" I turned around and looked at her. "Other people go home the same day they give birth, why are you so squeamish? It's not like you haven't given birth before, what could go wrong?" When she heard me say that, she wanted to get angry, but at this moment, my mother came in with the child in her arms. Come, baby is hungry, Xiaoqian, give the child something to eat." She reluctantly took the child after hearing that, but didn't say anything else. My mother turned around and saw me packing my things and asked me why I was about to be discharged from the hospital. "It's not as convenient in the hospital as at home." My mother thought about it and said, "Yeah, it's good to go home. I'll go home and pack my things. Xiaoqian is in confinement, and I'll come over to take care of her." Upon hearing this, the wife wanted to nod and agree. After all, there was someone taking care of her, so how could she not be willing? Thinking back to her previous life, my mother took good care of her during her confinement. Not only was she ungrateful, she was also unwilling to take care of my mother when she was sick and bedridden, and she even opposed paying for the medical expenses. So I said, "Mom, you are old, why do you need to take care of her? She can do it herself. Besides, you are old enough to be taken care of by others. You should stay at home with my dad, eat and drink, go out and play when you want, and you don't need to worry about these things." "But, Mom, listen to me, don't say but. Besides, if you come to take care of Xiaoqian, won't my sister-in-law have some thoughts? It's better to have less trouble than more. I'm at home, don't worry." Although my mother thought my attitude was strange, she didn't say anything. After all, she knows that I always have my own ideas. My mother left after my persuasion, and my wife looked at me with an unhappy face. "Zhang Bin, what do you mean? Not only did you not allow me to stay in the hospital, but now you don't allow your mother to come and take care of me during the confinement period. How could you do this? It was you who said you wanted a daughter that I risked my life to give birth to her. Now that our daughter is born, you treat me like this. Do you deserve me? Do you deserve our daughter?" She was about to cry as she spoke, but I remained indifferent. "Why do you need my mother to take care of your child? Don't you have a mother yourself? I haven't met your mother in all these years. If you are unhappy with my approach, you can ask your mother to serve you." She was choked by what I said. How could she ask her mother to serve her? When I first met her, she was in a very bad state. He had no money, his clothes were tattered, and he was huddled on the side of the road with wounds all over his body. I felt sorry for her, so I sent her to the hospital. She told me that her parents abused her and wanted to sell her to an old man in the mountains as a wife, so she ran away secretly. After we got married, she never contacted her family again. When she heard me say this, her eyes turned red and she said, "Zhang Bin, you're going too far. I have been very good to her over the years, and I can say that I can't bear to see her suffer any injustice. I felt sorry for what she had gone through, but I also thought she was a strong and kind person, so whenever her eyes turned red, I would immediately admit my mistake and apologize. But I was so good to her, but in return I was betrayed and killed by her. How could I not hate her? So I looked away and said, "After you finish feeding me, get up and pack your things. I'll wait for you in the car." After that, I carried my things downstairs and ignored her. I know that women are vulnerable at this time and need the most care and attention. But I won't be so stupid this time. She gave birth to a child for another man, why should I take care of her? This time, I'm going to make them pay for what they've done. Chapter 4. After returning home, I put my things down, said I had something else to do, and went out. She called me from behind, but I pretended not to hear. You want me to love and care for her this time like I did in my last life? You are just dreaming. After I left, I contacted my mother and told her to send my son back. Now that we are home, my son must come back too. When my mother brought her son over, I was playing chess with a few old men downstairs in the community. When my mother saw me, she came towards me with her child. I looked at my 9-year-old son and let him go home by himself. When the son heard this, he jumped up and down, kicking stones and walking towards home. My mother pulled me aside and said, "Son, tell me, what happened between you and Xiaoqian? Did you have a fight? She just gave birth to a child and her body can't stand the anger. You are a man, you should be generous and don't quarrel with her at this time." Listening to my mother's words, I sighed and said, "Mom, don't worry, we didn't quarrel. I know my own business. But Mom, don't help her take care of the children anymore. Don't worry about her confinement. If she calls you and asks you to come over to help, you should always say you don't have time to refuse her. The same goes for my dad. Also, you are not allowed to give her or the 2 children any more money." My mother's expression turned serious when she heard this. What happened? Tell me, is there something wrong with Xiaoqian? Mom, don't worry about it. Just remember what I said. My mother grabbed me and said, "How can I feel at ease if you don't tell me?" Seeing this, I could only sigh and say, "Mom, please remember that Xiaoqian has wronged me." My mother's eyes widened when she heard me say this. What did you say? Really? Go and ask her about this. How could she do this to our family? When I saw my mother was about to leave, I grabbed her and said, "Mom, don't be impulsive. I don't have any evidence now, and she won't admit it even if you go there. I told you to stop interfering in this matter. I have my own plans. Just stay with my dad and don't cause trouble for me, okay?" My mother calmed down after hearing what I said. She said solemnly, "I know. I won't care anymore. You should handle it well. But don't misunderstand Xiaoqian. If you are unsure about something, come and discuss it with your father." "Okay, I understand. You can go back first." After seeing my mother off, I went to a restaurant in the community to have dinner. During the meal, I asked a friend to help me find out about He Qian's adulterer. When I think back to the time when I saw him in my previous life, I always felt that he looked familiar, but I couldn't remember who he was. But today I know, I have met that man once. My wife said that a distant cousin of hers said he came to our city to work and even came to our house for dinner. Now that I think about it, they must have been saying I was stupid in their hearts at that time. After dinner, I went home leisurely. As soon as I entered the door, I heard the crying baby and the noise of my son watching TV. As for his wife, she was lying on the bed weakly. When my son heard me coming back, he immediately stood up and turned off the TV, then looked at me with a guilty look on his face. "Dad, you're back." I hummed indifferently. He looked at me, then shook his head and walked to the desk reluctantly to rummage through his school bag, as if he was planning to do his homework. "What are you doing?" "Doing homework. If you don't want to write, watch TV." My son was a little bit incredulous when he heard this. He showed a surprised expression and asked me, "Really?" I nodded. He was so happy that he wanted to jump up. "Yes. That's great. Dad, you finally got it." After saying that, he seemed to feel something was wrong and glanced at me. After all, I was quite strict with him before. The reason is that I found that he was very naughty. Not only was he sneaky and cunning at a young age, but the teacher also said that he was unwilling to study. He also made trouble in school every day and played tricks on his classmates from time to time. When I found out about this, I took him home and gave him a good scolding. Since then, no matter how busy I am, I will always take time to check his homework and supervise him. Later he learned his lesson and his grades gradually improved. In his previous life, it was because of the education I gave him that he was able to get into a good university. Otherwise, he would have caused so much trouble and become a social scum. But he also held a grudge against me because of these things, so he helped cover up the truth after my death, right? But I don't know when he realized that he was not my son, nor do I know how long he has hated me in his heart, and why he pretended in front of me. But now that I know he is not my biological child, why should I still try my best to help others educate their children? Seeing him happily watching TV, I went back to my room, planning to change my clothes and go out to have a drink with friends I hadn't seen for a long time. Chapter 5. As soon as I entered the room, my daughter's crying drowned me out. The wife looked up after hearing the noise. "You still remember to come back? Look at the time now. Do you want to starve us to death? Why don't you hurry up and cook? Are you waiting for me to cook?" I frowned when I heard that. Cooking? You haven't eaten yet. I've eaten. If you want to eat, make it yourself. She opened her mouth in disbelief. Have you eaten? Where did you eat? Don't you know that someone is waiting for you at home? Didn't you see that your daughter is crying because of hunger? Zhang Bin, what's wrong with you? Do you still want this family, me and the child? The child is crying, don't you know to feed her? As a mother, you don't feed her and you blame me. Do I have milk for her? I want to feed her, but I have to have milk in my body too. We agreed to feed her with milk powder, but where is the milk powder? Where is there any milk powder at home? I haven't had a good meal since I gave birth to the child. Where can I get milk for her? Do you have a conscience? As she spoke, she actually started crying with excitement. Seeing her like this, instead of feeling distressed, I felt a flash of pleasure. You can't stand it. Compared to the damage they caused me in my previous life, this is just the beginning. Can't you make food for yourself if you don't have any? You wait for me to do everything. Am I a servant you paid for? Besides, the child is not mine alone. Do you expect me to do everything? Besides, many people go to work in the fields after giving birth. You grew up in the countryside, so you know this best. Why are you so delicate? I think it's because I spoiled you all these years. If you want to eat, do it yourself. I don't have the time to argue with you. After I changed my clothes and was about to go out, I saw my son in the living room. I walked over and touched his head. Watch TV, I'm going out. Where are you going? You are not allowed to go. Zhang Bin. Zhang Bin. You bastard. Come back here. Come back. I ignored her screaming, looked at the bank card in my pocket, and went straight to the bank. Before, I kept all my money with her, and I never cared what she wanted or what she wanted to eat, and I never asked where the money went. But now, I want to hold all my money in my own hands, so that she and those two little bastards can't spend a penny of my money. I went to the bank to open an account and transferred all the money to the new card, then drove to meet my brothers. When several people saw me, they joked that they hadn't seen me for many years and asked how I suddenly figured it out and contacted them. Hey, I was blinded by lard before, but now I've figured it out. No way. Have you encountered any problems? Tell us if you have any difficulties, and we will definitely help you. Dahai said. I clinked my glass with his and said, Good brother, but I really don't have anything to do, so I won't mention the past. Call me anytime you have activities in the future. Are you not taking care of the one at home? Xiao Yu asked. What's a wife? I've finally seen clearly that only brothers are the best. Come on, cheers. The brothers hadn't seen each other for a long time, so after a few rounds of drinks, they started talking. I'm glad that they haven't changed and haven't distanced themselves from me because of my absence over the past few years. Thinking of this, I can't help but recall that my wife didn't like them and didn't allow me to associate with them, so I almost cut off contact with them. Now that I think about it, I was really stupid. If she really loved me, how could she leave me without any friends? Thinking of this, I remembered her and her lover again, so I said to my brothers, Brothers, please help me. What's up? Please take care of someone for me. 6. When I got home from drinking a lot that night, my son and daughter were both asleep. Just as I was about to go to the bathroom to wash up, the door of the room was open from the inside. Where have you been? Why are you back so late? You smell like alcohol. Did you go out for a drink? I was impatient when I heard this. Yeah, can't you see? Her eyes immediately turned red when she heard that. Zhang Bin. I just gave birth to a child and I haven't even started my confinement period yet, and you're going out to drink. You left the 3 of us at home and ignored us. What's wrong with you? You were obviously not like this before. Do you still want to live like this? I sneered when I heard that. No matter how good I was to her before, she still treated me like a fool. What's wrong? Can't I go out for a drink when I'm stressed? You're meddling in everything too much. Just take care of yourself and stop meddling in my affairs. She couldn't believe it. Zhang Bin. Why are you yelling? Are you going to let others sleep in the middle of the night? You know it's late at night, and you just came back now. You didn't even cook for me, and there's not even any food in the refrigerator. How can I live? Are you still a human being? If there's no food in the refrigerator, won't you go buy some? And you look so energetic, it doesn't look like you haven't eaten before. Hearing this, a trace of guilt flashed in her eyes, and then she continued, do you have to make me so hungry that I don't have the energy to talk to you? And what's wrong with your mother? You said you would come to take care of me before, but you refused. Now when I call her and ask her to come over to cook, she refuses. You and your whole family are ganging up on me, right? Don't they have their own things to do? Why bother my mom when you can handle it yourself? Besides, my mom is old. It's fine if you don't take care of her, but you also want her to take care of you. I don't know how you can say that. If you think our family is bullying you, then why don't you just stop bothering others? If you really can't do it, just take the children and go. Who's stopping you? When she heard me say this, her face changed. Zhang Bin, what do you mean? You want to divorce me? You don't want me and the child anymore, right? I didn't say that. You said you couldn't stand it. Seeing that my attitude had not changed at all, she showed weakness to me. Okay, Zhang Bin, I don't know what I did wrong to make you suddenly become like this, but my daughter has just been born. Shouldn't you, as a father, take responsibility? It's been 3 days, and you haven't given the child a name yet, but now you don't care about us mother and daughter. How can you still be a father? I won't force you, but registering the child is a big deal. You should quickly give the child a name and register the child tomorrow. When I heard this, I felt strange. Why did she talk about the household registration issue out of the blue? So I said, I have to go back to work tomorrow. I'll find time to do it in a few days. I won't say any more. I'm going to sleep now. She wanted to say something when she heard that, but I walked past her and went straight into the room. Chapter 7. 7. I got up early the next morning to go to work. She didn't sleep well the whole night because she had been coaxing the child, and now she was sleeping like a dead pig. After I got up, I was going to wake my son up to go to school. But then I thought, the child is not mine, so why should I care whether he goes to school or not? So I packed up and left. In the past, I would send my son to school every morning and then go to work when I got back to the company, so I had no time to eat breakfast every morning. Now, I can leisurely eat at the breakfast stall before going to the company, and I have plenty of time. After eating a full meal in the morning, I feel more energetic at work and feel refreshed at the end of the day. Looking at the message sent by my brother on the phone, I couldn't help but sneer. It turned out that the adulterer was not He Qian's cousin, but He Qian's former lover. The two of them also came to Haiqing together. As for why I came and why He Qian followed me later, I couldn't find out. But I believe that one day I will know the truth. After work, I didn't go home directly, but went out to eat with my colleagues. After dinner, we inevitably drank and sang together. My colleagues were curious as to why a good family man like me was suddenly willing to get together with them, and I said that I had more time recently. We drank together until 10 o'clock in the evening before going home. When I got home, I saw my son sitting beside me doing his homework with a dissatisfied and itchy look on his face, while my wife was changing my daughter's diaper. There were still some cold leftovers on the table. She probably wasn't waiting for me to eat, but was waiting for me to come back and collect them. I didn't even look at the situation and stumbled back to my room to rest. When my wife saw me so angry, she changed her daughter's diaper and put her on the sofa, then stormed into the room. Zhang Bin. What's wrong with you? Why didn't you send your son to school this morning? What's going on? I don't understand. I played dumb. Don't understand. Did you know that the teacher called to reprimand you today? You are so careless about your child's schooling. I think you are going to die. That's enough. Stop it. I yelled. She was frightened by me and didn't dare to speak for a moment. It's so annoying to hear you quarrel every day. Can you please let me be quiet for a while? Will I die if I don't go to school for a day? Besides, my son doesn't like studying anyway, so why not just give him a day off? You act like a nagging wife all day. How can you still be gentle like before? I even doubt whether you are my wife, otherwise why can't you be considerate of me? Isn't it tiring for me to work every day? Do you think it's easy for me to raise you? I was the one who took the kids to school before, so what's wrong with you taking them to school now? But I'm in confinement, how can I go out and enjoy the fresh air? You are in confinement, not dying. Can't you let him take the bus to school by himself? If you insist on me sending him there, am I going to send him there for the rest of his life? Seeing me yelling at her so harshly, she didn't react to refute me for a moment. After all, I had been very gentle and considerate to her before, and had never yelled at her like that. Seeing her in a daze, I said, "Get out and don't disturb my rest. I have to go to work tomorrow." After saying that, I pushed her away and slammed the door shut. Her daughter on the sofa was frightened awake by this action and started crying loudly, so she hurried over to comfort the child. When she realized what was happening and was about to come to the room to scold me, she found that I had locked the door. Zhang Bin. Are you outrageous? Were you yelling at me just now? Open the door. Speak clearly. Open the door. She shouted and kicked the door. But perhaps the injury she sustained during childbirth had not yet fully healed, and after a while there was no movement. When I was about to fall asleep, she found the key and opened the door. But probably because she was mad at me these days, she actually planned to have a cold war with me. I sneered in my heart. Now I don't like her, and no matter what means she uses, I will never feel sorry for her. Chapter 8. The next morning I went to work as usual, but when I got up I found that my stepson was already up. Seeing that I was about to go out, he wanted to follow me, and I said directly, "I don't have time to take you there today, you can take the bus by yourself. You are an adult now, you should take the bus by yourself in the future." Hearing this, he showed a happy expression. "That's great." Seeing him like this, I didn't care and went out to work. After get off work I took 2 people home with me, still carrying tools. Seeing this, his wife asked, "What is this for?" I said casually, "They installed the surveillance camera." I was out at work and was worried about something happening at home, so I asked them to install the surveillance camera. This way I would feel more at ease. The wife looked unnatural when she heard this. Why install surveillance cameras when everything is fine? Isn't it popular to install surveillance cameras at home? What's wrong? You don't agree? How could she dare not disagree? If she said she disagreed, wouldn't it just prove that she was guilty and had problems? Why should I disagree? If you want to pretend, just pretend. Well, why don't you hurry up and cook a few dishes? The 2 elder brothers will be having dinner at our house soon. Go. What are you, Inc? After saying that, without waiting for her reaction, I walked up and talked to the 2 staff members who were installing the surveillance system. With outsiders around, she couldn't lose her temper, so she could only go cook. There weren't many vegetables at home, but maybe she still had some money, so she ordered a lot of takeout. I don't care. Anyway, as long as they are at home, don't expect me to spend a penny on them. After installing the surveillance camera and finishing my meal, I sat on the sofa with my legs crossed and smoked, with no intention of cleaning the house or washing the dishes. "Go wash the dishes," she said to me. Is this what a grown man like me should do? I'm tired enough from working all day, and I have to work like a slave for you when I get home. Do you have any idea of what's going on? When she heard me say this, her face turned very ugly, because I had never spoken to her like this before. She wanted to get angry, but after thinking it over, she said in a gentle voice, "Hubby, please stop making trouble, okay? If I did something wrong, can I apologize to you? Please don't be like this, I feel very uncomfortable these days." As she spoke, she started crying. Our son was secretly watching the two of us from the side. He didn't dare to come forward, for fear that one of us would get angry and affect him. Seeing that she was calm, I said, "That's enough. You keep crying all day. You're going to tear this family apart." She wiped away her tears and said with a pale face, "No, let's hire a confinement nanny. I heard that many families are hiring confinement nannies now. Since it's not convenient for mom to come and take care of me during the confinement period, let's hire a confinement nanny. I really can't hold on any longer. I'm really miserable." There was some weakness and coquettishness in her tone, but I remained unmoved. Over the years, if she had known how to repent and if one of the two children was mine, I would not be so angry and disappointed. But now that things have come to this, I can't give in even a little bit. Since she chose to give birth to a bastard, she must accept the consequences. Why hire a confinement nanny? Are you destined to be so delicate? Do you think my money came from the wind? Huh. But I really can't move around easily. You don't know how much pain I have to endure these days to cook and clean up. Can't you just feel sorry for me? I feel sorry for you, but who will feel sorry for me? Which woman doesn't spend her confinement like this? Why are you so hypocritical? You want to hire a confinement nanny, right? Fine, if you have money, you can hire one yourself. I don't have any money anyway. After I said that, I stood up and went back to the bedroom. I feel sorry for her. In my previous life, when my son and daughter were born, she was in confinement and our whole family revolved around her. All the good things are given to her. The child is taken care of by me and my mother. I change his diapers, feed him, and do all the housework. She was not allowed to do any heavy work and was treated like a princess. Instead of appreciating it, she made things difficult for my mother. Not only that, she often gave me a look. If a word made her unhappy, she would smash the board and say that I was sorry to her, that I didn't love her, and that she would not have given birth to a child for me if she had known. I coaxed and begged her like a grandson, but in the end, she still pushed me down the stairs. Thinking of this, my heart became even colder, and I became more determined in my thinking. Chapter 9. My wife never mentioned hiring a confinement nanny again since I talked to her about it that day. Maybe she looked for it privately, but gave up when she found out she had no money. She didn't dare to ask me where the money went. After all, that money was the one I saved from working. If she asked me, I would definitely scold her again. She took care of herself during the confinement period and looked after the child despite her sick body. In just half a month, she had lost a lot of weight. I saw all of this, but I ignored it. I still go to work every day, go out with friends during my breaks, and go home late at night every day. I go to bed as soon as I get home and never pay any attention to her. Ever since I installed the surveillance camera at home, she no longer dares to let her adulterer send her anything. After a few days, the food was almost gone. However, some relatives in her family knew that she had given birth to a child, and some of them came to visit her with gifts. Therefore, she would not starve to death for the time being. But life is not as good as before. That night I was awakened by the crying baby. I turned around and looked at my wife who was sleeping soundly with a tired look on her face, and slapped her awake without hesitation. Can't you hear the child crying like this? Sleep, 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 you just sleep like a pig all day long. Hurry up and check on him. It's so annoying. I have to go to work tomorrow. She stood up in confusion. Why don't you go and see? This is your child too. I was disgusted. My child. Are you kidding me? I'll go and see. Why don't you ask me to get some milk to feed her? It's so noisy and disturbing in the middle of the night. Zhang Bin, this is your child too, are you really not going to take care of him? How else can I manage this? Isn't it enough that I work and earn money every day? Earn money? What about the money? Why did you take all the money? My buddy asked me to borrow money for an emergency, and I lent him all of it. She was shocked when she heard this. What did you say? You lent all your money to others? How could you do this? I'm your wife, shouldn't you discuss it with me before you borrow money? What will we do if you lend out all the money? What to do? Just figure it out yourself. Her face looked sick at this moment, and she didn't seem to be in good spirits because she hadn't gotten enough rest. Zhang Bin, go get the money back now. Go quickly. I stood up angrily after hearing that. Are you sick? It's late at night. Besides, he's my brother. What's wrong with me lending him some money? You are really unreasonable. After I finished speaking, I stood up, picked up my pillow and was about to go out. She hurriedly asked, where are you going? It's so noisy. I'm going to sleep next door. I'll come back when she stops crying in the middle of the night. Zhang Bin. She was shouting vigorously behind me, and I went straight to another room, locked the door, and had a good sleep. When I was about to go out early the next morning, I found her sitting on the sofa with disheveled hair and a look as if she had not slept for a long time. When she saw me coming out, she said to me, Zhang Bin, let's talk. I frowned when I heard that. What's there to talk about? I'm in a hurry to go to work. She hugged me and said, honey, what's wrong with you? What happened to you? Why did you do this to me? We were fine before, weren't we? I pushed her away with disgust and said, people change, don't you know? You still have the nerve to ask me what's wrong. Go look in the mirror and see how you look now. Who would like a woman with a yellow face like this? In fact, I wanted to say it a long time ago, but it was hard to say it because you were pregnant. Look at how much weight you have gained because of pregnancy, and the fat on your belly is layered. It makes me sick just looking at it. Can't you reflect on yourself? Don't block my way. I have to go to work. She heard this with a flash of disbelief and shock in her eyes, and then said disappointedly, husband, I was wrong, I will pay attention, I will change, and I will clean up in the future, but please don't do this to me, I really feel uncomfortable in my heart, I can't accept it. I ignored her, took the key and went out. After I left the house, I sneered in my heart, can't stand it. Actually, think about it, no one can accept it. The husband who has always been obedient and caring to you suddenly seems to have changed like a different person, ignoring you and not caring about your life or death. Who can stand it? She must be curious now. I was worried and anxious before entering the delivery room, so why did I change after giving birth? Actually, I was not wrong. As soon as I left, she called her adulterer. Chapter 10. When she first came here, she had nothing on her except her ID card. Even the phone card was issued to her by me using my ID card. Now I have someone monitoring my own cell phone number, and it is not illegal. When I heard the voice of the man I will never forget coming from the phone, I couldn't help but clench my fists. Hey, honey, what's up? Hey, let me tell you, Zhang Bin has been acting strange lately. He's suddenly become a different person. He doesn't care about me and the kids, and he even installed surveillance cameras at home. I'm worried that he knows something. There was panic in her tone, as if she was really scared. The man said indifferently, how is that possible? It's been so many years, if he wanted to find out, he would have found out long ago. How could he find out now? Besides, every time we meet, we are so secretive and we have cleaned up all the traces. He can't possibly find out. But he's really abnormal now. He wasn't like this before. Have you checked whether he has someone else outside? Or did he not want a daughter and was disappointed to see you gave birth to a daughter? Impossible. He has always been very honest. It is impossible for him to have someone else outside. He has always wanted to have both a son and a daughter. He said he wanted a daughter, but he hasn't named her yet. The man was silent for a moment after hearing this. That's strange. How did you offend him? I didn't, the wife explained anxiously. All right, he's just being mean to you, just bear with it. Our son is grown up now, and it will cost a lot of money to send him to school. Raising our daughter will also cost money. Don't argue with him, just bear with it for now. When our daughter is registered and has a household registration, and our son becomes a successful person in the future, we will have everything we want. With such a sucker helping us raise our child, it doesn't matter if you bear with it for a while. It's so easy for you to say. Do you know what kind of life I've been living? I really can't live a day like this. Why don't we go away, take the children to some other place, where no one knows about our past, and we can live a good life? The man was a little angry when he heard this. Are you crazy? Leave. It's the information age now, where to go? Don't forget that I escaped in the first place. What if I get caught now? I've finally taken root here. How can I leave now? Be patient, wait until our daughter is older, then we'll kill this sucker. By then we'll have money, our son and daughter will be older, and all his property will be ours. Won't that be good then? Why do you have to be so stubborn? But that's enough. Stop it, bitch. If you dare to ruin my good deeds, do you believe that I will find Zhang Bin and have him beat you to death? I think you are itching for trouble again, right? I don't. Okay, since he hasn't named our daughter yet, I'll name her Xiao Chui. Li Chui, sounds nice. When she grows up, she can buy me a house. You ask Zhang Bin to register our daughter's household registration as soon as possible, so that our son and daughter will have city household registration in the future. When I heard Li Dazhuang's words, I felt a flash of sarcasm in my heart. They wanted me to raise a child for them. Dream on. I know, the child is crying, hang up. Hearing the conversation between the two, 1,000 thoughts flashed through my mind. It seemed that these two people had some shameful secrets. How did they escape? And it turned out that these two people had been thinking about the child's household registration, and they also wanted me to raise the child and then raise them, so they could just dream about their own future. Chapter 11. When I got home that night, my wife came up to me and told me that she had chosen a name for our daughter, Zhang Chui. Hearing such a rustic name, I can probably guess that the person who gave it this name probably didn't have a high level of education and didn't care much about the child. Thinking about it this way, it was all thanks to me, the sucker, in the previous life that this child could live the life of a little princess with no worries about food and clothing. Did you hear that? I'm going to get the child's household registration done tomorrow. I've already put the birth certificate and other things on the table. I remained silent when I heard this and just said, I understand. Not long after I finished speaking, my cell phone rang. I looked at the caller ID and it was my son's homeroom teacher. I picked up the phone and turned on the speakerphone. In front of my wife and son, I answered the call. Hello, Teacher Zhao. You're calling so late. What's the matter? The teacher's tone was a bit bad, and my son held his breath when he heard the name, Teacher Zhao. Dad, I'm sorry to bother you so late, but there are some things I need to know from you. I glanced at my son when I heard that. He lowered his head guiltily and didn't dare to look at me. It's like this. Xiao Cheng's academic state has been very bad recently. He has not done the homework assigned by the teacher for 5 times, and he doesn't listen in class. All the teachers have told me that his grades are also declining. I want to ask, has something happened in your family recently that has affected the child? My adopted son started to panic when he heard this. After all, in the past, he would have been scolded by me after hanging up the phone with the teacher. But at this time, I still smiled and said to the teacher, no, there is nothing wrong at home. The child is probably under too much pressure from studying recently. It doesn't matter if he doesn't hand in homework occasionally. When the teacher heard that I not only did not tell the child how to educate him, but also showed some intention to be open-minded for the child, he immediately got angry. Xiao Cheng's father, how can you be so irresponsible? Learning is a big deal for children. You will only make him more and more lazy. Teacher. Okay, no need to say more. Come to school tomorrow. I think we need to have a good discussion about Xiao Cheng's problem. The teacher hung up the phone after he finished speaking, and I admired in my heart that this teacher was really responsible. When I have settled my current affairs and have my own children in the future, I will send them to her for teaching. Thinking of this, I withdrew my thoughts and looked at my son. At this moment, he was too guilty to dare to look at me. The wife got angry when she heard what the teacher said. She walked up to her son and pulled his ear. What's wrong with you? Huh? You were fine before. Why didn't you do your homework? Seeing this, I stepped forward and pulled my son aside. Okay, haven't you done your homework a few times recently? It's not a big deal. Why are you so mean to the child? Xiaocheng, go back to your room. When my son saw me rescue him, surprise flashed in his eyes and he gave me a thumbs up. My dad is right, it's not a big deal. Then he stuck out his tongue at his wife and ran to the room. You. Don't go back. Come here. Even though the wife had not received much education, after living in the city for so many years, she deeply knew the importance of studying. So when she saw that I was so tolerant of my son, she became unhappy. Zhang Bin, what's wrong with you? Is this a good thing for him to do? It's fine if you don't teach him a lesson, but how can you let him get away with it so easily? Okay, I have my plans. I don't want to say much to her. I can't tell her, yes, I want to ruin your son, right? Then you must teach him a lesson in front of the teacher when you go to school tomorrow, otherwise he won't know his mistake. I didn't say anything when I heard this. I don't know if this cheap son's temper is like his shameful father. It's really annoying. Even though I have been teaching for 9 years, it's still like this. Chapter 12. 12. The next day I still personally sent my adopted son to school. The teacher looked very unhappy when he saw me, and said to me, Zhang Cheng's father, do you know what's happening to your child Zhang Cheng now? There is no other child in the class like him. He doesn't do his homework, doesn't listen in class, and disturbs his classmates' studies. If you as parents don't educate him well, what will happen to him when he grows up? You have to pay attention to this problem. My son didn't dare to say a word in front of the teacher. He was very unconvinced and stood there defiantly. The teacher sighed and said, this child is not old enough to rebel, so why? Forget it, Zhang Cheng, tell me yourself, what's wrong with you? My son stood crookedly at the side. When he heard the teacher's question, he said confidently, why else? I can't do it. Why do I do those questions every day? I can't do them. It's so annoying. The teacher got angry when he heard this, you. Zhang Cheng's father, look at him. Seeing this, I hurried to comfort the teacher, Teacher Zhao, please calm down. This child has been naughty since he was young, and he is not a good student. We don't expect him to be successful in the future. If he doesn't want to do his homework, then don't do it. It's not a big deal anyway. When the teacher heard this, I felt that I, as a parent, was unreasonable. It was obvious that the child was wrong, and I should have just ignored it, but I actually spoke up for the child. When my son saw that I not only did not blame him, but also stood on his side and asked the teacher not to bother him, he looked at me with admiration. Okay. Since you as a parent say so, then I can't control your child anymore. From now on, I will ask all the teachers in the class to leave him alone and let him be. I smiled and said, oh, that's fine. As long as the child doesn't get into trouble, you can just leave him alone, right, son? My son worshipped me and said, my dad is right. Seeing that his explanation didn't make sense, the teacher stopped talking and just got up and left the school. I warned my son, don't get me into trouble at school, or I won't be able to help you. He nodded indifferently when he heard it, don't worry, Dad, what trouble can I cause? Seeing her like this, I didn't continue to care about her, but went straight to the company after leaving school. As for Teacher Zhao, I can only apologize to her later. After get off work, I didn't rush home. Instead, I cancelled all the tutoring and interest classes my son had signed up for. All this money is my own, why? When I got home in the evening, it was almost 10 o'clock. I had eaten outside and didn't care whether they ate or not. When my wife saw me coming home, she asked, what did the teacher say at school today? Whatever you say, just say the same thing. Just take good care of the child. Why do you care so much? She was still worried about her son, so she asked this. When she heard me say this nonchalantly, she immediately got angry. What do you mean I don't care? My son told me today that you not only didn't apologize to the teacher, but also asked the teacher to leave him alone. How could you make him so happy? Is this okay? How can you be a father? I got angry when I heard that. How can I be a father and need you to teach me? Isn't the purpose of life to be happy? I was wrong before and forced my child to do something he didn't like. Now I've figured it out, right? You said the child is happy, but isn't happiness more important than anything else? Right, son. When my son heard me say this, he immediately looked up from the TV and said, "My dad is right, Mom, can you please stop meddling in my affairs like an old woman? It's so annoying." Seeing the dissatisfaction and disgust on my son's face, I felt happy. Yes. That's it. Good job. Just like your dad. Keep it up, keep it up. My wife got angry when she heard this and wanted to say something, but I interrupted her. Son knows better than you. To reward you, Dad has withdrawn your tuition classes and interest classes today. We don't have to suffer that in the future. The son jumped up from the sofa and asked excitedly, "Really? You really don't have to go there anymore? Really, when have I ever lied to you?" "Yeah. That's great." The wife's face became even uglier when she heard this. "Zhang Bin, what on earth are you doing? My son's foundation is already worse than others. If you withdraw him from the Krem school, won't he lag far behind others in the future? Besides, in this day and age, without any special skills, how can he gain a foothold in society in the future?" I sneered in my heart. She actually calculated it clearly. I pulled my son over and said, "Why do you care so much? I don't expect my son to become an official in the future, so why should he study so hard? Besides, there are so many people who don't study, but they are still doing well in society. And you didn't study for many years, but you are still living well in society now, aren't you? That's different." "Okay, what's the difference, son, isn't it?" "I think you're right, Dad. I've also quit my interest classes. I'll have more time in the future. Don't stay at home all day. Go out more and make more friends." After saying that, I didn't wait for my wife to continue speaking and turned into the bathroom to wash up. After washing up, I went back to my room and didn't argue with her anymore. Chapter 13. 13. My adopted son has always been restless, and now that he's without my supervision and control, he's going to go crazy. Not only did he play tricks on his teachers and classmates at school, he also talked back to his teachers and openly defied them in class. They even formed gangs to bully their classmates and collected protection fees in school. When the teacher told me this, I couldn't believe that this was something a 9-year-old child would do, but when I thought about his biological parents, I quickly understood. Every time the teacher came to me to talk about the child's problems, I acted as if I didn't care. After I got home, I didn't scold or blame him. Instead, I said that there was nothing wrong with him being like that, as everyone has their own personality and temper. After my son knew that I agreed with him, he became more arrogant and started fighting at school. When the teacher brought the beaten students and their parents to the house, his wife immediately got angry and wanted to educate her son. When I got home from get off work, I saw my adopted son kneeling on the ground crying. A teacher, a classmate with a bandage on his head, and his parents were sitting on the sofa next to him. Seeing me come back, several people hurriedly got up. "You're back," the wife said with an unhappy look, holding her daughter in her arms. When my son saw me, he acted like he saw a savior, and he almost wrote the words, "Dad, save me," on his face. "What happened? Why are you kneeling on the ground?" I asked my son. The wife wanted to speak when she heard this, but the teacher spoke first. "You are Zhang Cheng's father, right? This is what happened. Zhang Cheng beat up a classmate at school and had to go to the hospital for stitches. We came here today just to ask if you two don't care much about Zhang Cheng, otherwise why would this child be like this?" After the teacher finished speaking, the parents of the other students also pulled their children forward excitedly. "That's right, how do you teach your children? Look at what you have done to my son. There's such a big cut on his head, I don't know if it will leave a scar in the future." My wife had never experienced anything like this before. She looked at me in a panic, but I said calmly, "My son wouldn't hit anyone for no reason. Did your kid do something to my son? Otherwise, he wouldn't have done that." When the other parent heard me say this, it was obvious that I was going to cheat and speak for my son. She immediately refused to do it and immediately pulled her son up. My son is usually the most honest and simple-minded. How could he mess with your son? Son, tell me, what's going on? Her son cried as he heard this. It was Zhang Cheng. He bullied a female classmate and made her cry, but he didn't let her go. I couldn't stand it, so I said a few words to him, and then he started to hit me. After he finished speaking, his mother became furious. Listen. Listen to what your son did. I didn't say anything when I heard that. Zhang Qing stood up and pointed at the injured classmate and said, "You're lying. It was obviously you who bullied the female classmate first, and I just took action because I couldn't stand it." The little boy got even angrier when he heard that. "You're talking nonsense. It's obviously you who bullied Lily. You liar." When I heard this, I glanced at my adopted son. Seeing the gleam in his eyes, I knew he was lying. But now, I couldn't say anything bad about him. I just sighed in my heart, thinking that a boy like him who is so young would harass girls and even beat them up is really not a good person. But now I still sat down slowly and said, "Look, teacher, my son said that he was standing up for justice. It's fine if he wasn't praised, but why is he being criticized? Besides, if he really did it to help a female classmate, isn't that a good thing?" The teacher was embarrassed when he heard this. But the parent said, "Nonsense. It was obviously that little bastard who hit my son on purpose. Now you are going to protect him based on a lie he told that you don't know if it's true or not. How can you be a parent like this? Apologize to my son. Otherwise, we will never let this matter go." Seeing this, my wife pulled my clothes in fear, and I pulled them out calmly. "What do you mean by shielding? It's not possible that your son also beat my son. We just didn't go to check. If you want to apologize, it's mutual. Although I'm usually busy at work and my wife takes care of the children at home, I still know my son. He's not that kind of person. You." Seeing that there was no clear solution to the problem and both sides were insisting on their own opinions, the teacher stepped out to act as a peacemaker. Zhang Cheng's parents, you see, after all, Xiaopeng was injured more seriously, and many classmates saw Zhang Cheng hitting others, but Xiaopeng may also be at fault. Why don't you both apologize to each other? As for Xiaopeng's injury, it was indeed caused by Zhang Cheng. This depends on what you think, Xiaopeng's mother. Upon hearing this, the woman immediately said, "Oh, I don't want money, I just want an apology." Zhang Cheng stiffened his neck and said, "I don't. I'm not wrong." At this time, the wife was afraid that the other party would ask for money, so she slapped her son on the head and said, "Hurry up and apologize to your classmate." I didn't want to show too much, so I winked at my adopted son and said, "Son, if we are wrong, we should admit it. If we are not wrong, we should just accept it as bad luck. Be obedient." My adopted son saw this and said sorry reluctantly and weakly. Seeing this, the other party didn't bother to argue with us. He stood up with his bag and child, as if looking down on us. "Oh, look at the way you educate your child, this child will be useless sooner or later. I'll wait and see." After saying that, she stood up and left. I pretended to be serious and said behind him, "What are you talking about? My son is fine. Your son is the one who is going to be useless, and you haven't apologized yet. Stop." My wife grabbed me from behind and said, "Forget it. What if she changes her mind and asks for money? I see her precious son is seriously injured." I stopped only after hearing that. In fact, the reason why I asked my son to apologize was because I was afraid that she would ask for compensation. If that happens, I won't give her any money, so wouldn't I just waste the night? The wife was relieved to see that the matter was resolved. "That's too dangerous. How could you say that in front of her? Even if our son did nothing wrong, you can't do that. Wouldn't that leave a bad impression on the teacher?" I felt contemptuous in my heart, thinking that she was just acting. I really thought she felt that her son was wrong. It turned out that he was afraid of getting into trouble with others and that the teacher would hold a grudge against him. What are you afraid of? My son did nothing wrong. The fact that he was injured by my son shows that he is incompetent. Doesn't that also show that my son is powerful? Isn't that right, son? That's what I said, but... At this time, the adopted son was sitting on the sofa rubbing his knees. Seeing this, his wife hurried over to help him rub his knees, ignoring her daughter standing beside him. The son avoided her angrily and said, "My dad is right, you are not as good to me as he is to me. I hate you." My son limped into the room. She glanced at me and hurriedly followed him, but she could only shout at the door of the room, "Son! Son, don't be angry. Mom believes in you. Son, come out and listen to me. Mom knows that my son is the best and most powerful. Mom is just afraid that he will retaliate against you. Son. Son, did you hear what I said? Mom knows my son is the most sensible one. Even if I beat him, he deserves it. But I can't say that in front of the teacher. Son, I was wrong. I shouldn't have asked you to kneel. Can you let me in? Son, I won't do this again. Next time, I won't blame you even if you beat him to death. Can you open the door? Go away. Go away. I'm so annoyed. I heard my son's impatient voice coming from the room. She stood there at a loss, looking at me. I ignored her, turned around and went to the bathroom to wash up, then went back to the room to sleep. Chapter 14. 14. Ever since I stood up for my son's misfortune, he has become even more lawless. The school calls parents every few days. I would either say that I was too busy with work to have time, or if I went I would say that my son was not wrong and that what he did was right. For a time, all the teachers and classmates in the school were afraid of us father and son. They wanted to expel my adopted son, but I said it was their responsibility if they couldn't teach the child well, and if they dared to expel the child, I would go to the education bureau to make a scene. The school was finally scared and they didn't dare expel the child. However, the teachers of each class directly told them not to contact my infant son, otherwise they would tell their parents. My son lost interest in school and started skipping classes to play outside. Every time the teacher called me I asked her to contact my wife, who was becoming increasingly exhausted physically and mentally because of our son's affairs. Just 1 month after his wife came out of confinement, his son got into trouble again. This time, he and several children from other schools beat up a child, and the child was hospitalized after being beaten by them. The reason turned out to be that the child couldn't afford to buy them toys. When my wife learned about this and rushed to the hospital with our daughter, I had just arrived from the company. Looking at the police and other family members in the ward, the wife was so scared that her legs went limp. It's over, my son is done for this time. After all, in her opinion, if the police came to her door, the matter would be very serious. When the police saw us, they asked questions as usual. After knowing what her son had done, the wife stepped forward and slapped him in the face, while I just stood by and said nothing. What should I say if someone else hits their child at this time? After the police mediated the situation and left, the wife collapsed to the ground. The parents of the other families are more or less the same as my wife. They also spoil their children, but they have a bottom line. The final result was that everyone agreed that each family would contribute 10,000 yuan to cover the child's medical expenses and give some compensation. The wife quickly nodded in agreement. When everyone was talking about giving money, my wife looked at me. I took a step back and said, "Why are you looking at me? I have no money." The wife looked unhappy. "You have to take it even if you don't have money. This is your son. What time is it now? Hurry up, everyone is watching us." But I didn't care about her face at all and played the role of a bastard to the fullest. Here I am. I told you I don't have any money. Besides, my son has done nothing wrong. Why should I pay? I don't have any money. If you have the guts, just ask the police to arrest my son. Come on, son. Dad will take you to play games. Having said that, I took my adopted son and left despite everyone's obstruction and abuse. The wife wanted to chase him out. Zhang Bin. Come back. But I paid no attention to him and walked forward with my adopted son. And his wife was also pulled back. How could they let her go if she didn't pay? After leaving the hospital, my son asked me nervously, "Dad, you really don't blame me?" I smiled and turned around when I heard that. "Why should I blame you? You did the right thing. If you don't obey, can't you just beat him up? Besides, you are my son. No matter what you do, I will only be proud of you." "Then why were you so strict with me before?" "That's because your mother often told me to be strict with you, saying that otherwise you wouldn't be as good as other children. But later I found out that she was wrong. Look, now you are still better than others. They can't beat you in a fight, and no one in school dares to mess with you. My son is really amazing." When he saw me say that, he smiled and said, "I told you, Dad, you are so nice. You are not like my mom, who always beats me and then comes to admit her mistakes after beating me. It's so hypocritical." I didn't say anything when I heard that, but took out an old cell phone from my pocket and handed it to him. He was very surprised when he saw it. Cell phone. It's a smartphone. Yes, this is a gift from your dad. You can play games or chat on QQ or whatever. His eyes lit up when he heard that. I can play games. Wow. Is this for me, Dad? Yes, it's for you, but you can't let your mother know, otherwise she will definitely take it from you. Don't worry, I won't let her know. He started fiddling with his phone, quickly registered a game account and logged in. I sneered in my heart. This adulterous couple wants to enjoy the fruits of my conquest. Then enjoy it. Chapter 15. 15. Not long after I returned home with my adopted son, my wife also came back, dragging her tired body and carrying our daughter on her back. She flew into a rage when she saw me on the sofa. Zhang Bin, are you still a man? How could you leave me and my daughter there and take the child away? Do you know how scared I am? I heard it without caring. Didn't you come back alive? She put the child down, picked up the pillow beside her and threw it at me. I am back, but do you know how I came back? I knelt down and begged for mercy, and they let my son go. But what about you? As a husband, where are you? I am afraid that they will hurt my son, so I took him away first. I also feel sorry for him. Zhang Bin. You've changed. You were obviously not like this before. How strict and caring were you in disciplining your son before? Look at you now. You let him do whatever he wants. How can he become successful if he continues like this? I don't expect him to become successful now, as long as he is happy. No. He must succeed. He wants to go to college, become an official, a doctor, or a lawyer in the future. How can you let this go on? Are you doing this for his own good or to hurt him? My eyes turned cold when I heard that. How come you used to advise me to protect him for his own good, but now I'm just doing what you did before? How come I'm harming him? And you still say I've changed. I think it's more like you've changed. Thinking back to his previous life, he had a fight with his classmates and I forced him to go to my house to apologize, but my wife said it was just a fight between children and a joke, and asked me not to make a big deal out of it and to be nicer to my son. Later, when my adopted son was in junior high school and fell in love prematurely, I found out about it and punished him by making him kneel on the balcony for a whole night, and asked him to reflect on what he should do at his age. As a result, his wife secretly sent him back to the room, and said that it was the girls nowadays who were not disciplined and seduced him, and told me not to make a fuss, as there were so many people who fell in love prematurely nowadays. My young son is in high school and is addicted to games. He skips classes every other day. I go to the internet cafe every day to catch him and send him to school, but my wife jumps in and says that my son is under too much pressure and it's okay for him to relax, and asks me not to push him too hard. Later, under my strong pressure, he started to study hard. I worked during the day and helped him with his studies when I got home at night. He finally got good scores in the college entrance examination and was admitted to a good university. However, he hated me because of my education over the years. Not only did he distance himself from me, but he also wouldn't contact me unless he wanted money. I think at that time, he already knew that I was not his biological father. Thinking about what happened in my past life, I don't think that what I'm doing now is wrong. Since you are destined to be the scum of society, what's wrong with being eliminated early? When my wife realized that she couldn't communicate with me, she broke into my son's room. Seeing her son leisurely playing with his mobile phone on the bed, she got so angry that she snatched the phone and threw it to the ground. She had not taken good care of herself during the confinement period and had developed a chronic illness. Now she was so angry that she almost fainted. What are you doing? Are you sick? The son was so angry when he saw his newly acquired mobile phone was thrown that he jumped up from the bed. He has been acting like a boss in front of others for the past few months and has never been treated like this. Even if the other person is his mother, he will not allow his dignity to be challenged. Why are you talking to me in such an attitude? I'm your mother. Do you want to hit me? Said the wife. Just because you're my mother, you can smash my phone at will. Are you annoying? Give me back my phone. Give me back my phone. After all, the son was still young, and tears came out of his eyes as he spoke, and he pushed his wife. Seeing this, the wife became even angrier. She picked up a clothes hanger beside her and hit her adopted son. Cell phone, cell phone. Do you know how much trouble you have caused me? Why can't you be more obedient and study hard? All you do is play all day long. Do you want to be a loser in the future? How could I have a son like you? The wife's eyes became red as she spoke while hitting him. When the son heard his wife denying him like this, and remembered that his wife had just smashed his cell phone, he became angry and started to hit his wife. Get out. I don't want you to be my mother. I don't have a mother like you. Get out. Get out. The wife was hit by such a sudden attack. She stepped out of the room, and was pushed hard by her son, and then fell to the floor in the living room. You bad woman. You are not my mother. I hate you. You are not as good as my father. I don't have a mother like you. The son cried and slammed the door shut. My wife sat there in a daze. She moved her body and tried to get up, but I heard her hiss softly. The daughter on the sofa was also not a worry-free person. She started crying loudly as soon as the wife started to teach her son a lesson. I didn't care about it and just watched the show quietly. When my wife came out, I didn't help her. Instead, I said, I have to go to work tomorrow. I'm going to sleep first. Don't bother me if there's nothing else. When my wife heard this, she looked at me blankly as I entered the room. Then I heard crying. I didn't feel any pity in my heart, but instead a strong sense of pleasure surged up in my heart. For a woman, this way of revenge was the most desperate. Some people may say that I am cruel, but if it were anyone else, they would be deceived and betrayed by their partner for 23 years, and the child they raised with great difficulty is not their own, and they also join forces to send you to hell. If something like this happened to anyone, they would collapse and seek revenge, right? I am no exception, and I will be even more ruthless than others. Aren't they in love? Don't they want to be happy and have 2 children? I want them to be broken up and have no happy ending. Chapter 16. 16. The wife cried until late at night, and when she woke up the next day her eyes were still swollen like walnuts. I pretended not to see it and went to work, but she ran up to stop me. I have something to tell you. I frowned when I heard that. What's the matter? I want to send the child to my mother while I go out to work. Are you crazy? The child is less than 4 months old, how can she leave you? Besides, my mother is not in good health now, and they moved to my eldest brother's house last month. Not only do you not go to take care of my mother, but you also want to send your child to her. Do you still have any filial piety? Her face froze when she heard that, as if she didn't expect my mother to move to my eldest brother's house. But in fact, I had already let her send the child to my mother, and my mother would be soft-hearted for the sake of the child, so I contacted my eldest brother and sister-in-law early in the morning and took my mother and father over. Moreover, in my previous life, my father was diagnosed with a disease not long after my daughter was born, and he died after 2 years of treatment. After I was reborn in this life, I took them both for a physical checkup and discovered the disease early on and brought it under control. My sister-in-law is a doctor, so I feel at ease when my parents move in with her. But if I don't go out to work, we will really have no money. Do you want to starve us to death? You haven't brought any money home in the past few months. I'm the one who pays for the baby's diapers and daily expenses. I really don't have a penny left. I have no choice but to go out to work. What kind of work? Your child is so young, are you comfortable leaving him to be taken care of? If anything happens, I don't know where you'll go to cry. You should just stay at home. She wanted to cry when she heard this. You should give me money when I stay at home, right? Where is the money? Where did your money go? Huh. The company hasn't paid you wages in the past few months. Isn't the salary card in your possession? Can't you check it yourself? In fact, I had stopped using my salary card a long time ago. I asked the finance department to change it after I applied for a new one. Even if she looked at it, she wouldn't be able to tell anything. When she heard me say this, she obviously believed it, and then smiled bitterly and said, "What should we do? Are we going to die?" I ignored her when I heard her say. It was their business whether they lived or died. Anyway, I was living very well. But the reason why I didn't give her money was, firstly, that I didn't want to continue spending money on them, and secondly, I wanted to see how long she could hold out before telling the adulterer. This way the adulterer can also fall into the trap, right? My friend has been investigating for a long time and found that this man is very slippery. It seems that he is used to hiding and there is no trace of him at all. Apart from occasional visits to prostitutes and gambling, this man rarely appears. However, my friend still found someone he met when he went gambling. We had set up the game and were just waiting for this guy to join. But this person doesn't seem to be short of money and has rarely appeared. This also made me realize how much money my wife had secretly transferred to this man over the years. After what I said, my wife realized that she couldn't go out to work. So I just stayed at home and took care of the kids. But as usual, I didn't bring any money home, and I came back drunk every now and then. After coming back, he was still muttering about not having money and feeling worried. Another month passed like this, and my wife finally ran out of food and ammunition. She first complained to her adulterer on WeChat, and then the two started talking on the phone. Chapter 17. 17. The man's attitude was pretty good at first, calling his wife his sweetheart. But after hearing her say that I ignored my daughter and son, he finally got a little angry and started scolding me. Damn it, this Zhang Bin is such a loser. If I hadn't been responsible for a life, he wouldn't have been able to raise my child. The wife said hurriedly, okay, let's not talk about the past. What should we do now? If he doesn't bring money home, my child and I really can't live anymore. It stands to reason that Zhang Bin would not have asked for money from his family. Could it be that you are deceiving me? I lied to you. I can't even afford to eat, and I still lied to you. If there weren't surveillance cameras at home, I really want you to come and see what kind of life the three of us, mother and son, are living now. Okay, I'm just asking. The wife calmed down after hearing this. She said worriedly, what I am most worried about now is our son. You said Zhang Bin doesn't care about him anymore. If he continues like this, what will happen in the future? I don't want him to end up like you. Stop. Who does my son look like if not me? Could it be that he looks like Zhang Bin? I despise his cowardly look the most. I think my son is doing well now. This is what a man should be like. What's the point of reading those dead books all day? He will have to work when he graduates. If you hadn't insisted on letting him study hard, I wouldn't want my son to live that kind of boring life. But now Zhang Bin has finally come to his senses. The wife sighed when she heard this. She must feel that no one can understand her at this moment, right? Forget it, let's not talk about my son first. He's still young now, but he'll be more sensible when he grows up. Transfer some money to me first. I'm going to buy some diapers for my daughter. What? You're asking me for money? Where can I get the money to give you? The wife was also a little anxious when she heard this. Where is the money I gave you before? You used it to gamble again. Brother Dezhuang. Didn't we agree that you would use the money to do something serious, so that our lives can be better in the future? Why don't you listen? All right. You're still meddling in my affairs. I'm just playing in my free time. Brother Dezhuang, are you going to force me and the child to death? We only have you to rely on now, please think of a way. I have given you hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years, didn't you say that you would save the money for the child in the future? Li Dezhuang was probably annoyed, so he said, all right, I'll think of a way to transfer 5,000 to you. You have to consider Jin Jingbin, too. How could he not have money? Could it be that he did it on purpose because you exposed your true identity and he found out? I don't. When I heard the two of them hung up the phone unhappily, I felt angry. Over the years, his wife secretly transferred more than 100,000 yuan to Li Dezhuang. Oh, okay, you have to spit out everything you took from me. I sent a message to my brother, the fish has surfaced. Li Dezhuang said he would find a way to give money to his wife, but what could he do? He just had to rely on gambling. So the next day, the person who had been contacted before saw Li Dezhuang in the casino. As we deliberately arranged, the men said that he had won a lot of money gambling elsewhere recently. When Li Dezhuang heard this, he was excited and immediately asked someone to take him there. And since that person accepted our benefits, of course we would take him there. Li Dezhuang won 10,000 yuan that night and left happily with the money. As a result, he went again the next day. Although he won $3,000 this time, he looked as usual. On the third night he lost $50,000 in one night. He started looking for people to borrow money. But no one would lend money to a gambler. So my friend came on the scene and told him that they all borrowed the money from private lenders. Upon hearing this, Li Dazhuang chose to borrow money from a loan shark without hesitation. Now that things have come to this, all he needs to do next is to keep borrowing money and not be able to pay it back. Chapter 18. Even after my wife became rich, she never gave up asking me for money. I was very annoyed. My salary hasn't been paid yet, and you are so good at collecting debts, why don't you go to the company and ask for my salary back? How could it be possible that it wasn't sent? Hasn't it never been delayed before? The times are different now, and the company has to change too. Besides, who doesn't have a hard time in today's society? Then go get the money back that you lent your friend. We can barely make ends meet at home. I looked at her and said, he said he would pay me back in 3 years, with interest. How can I ask him for money now? Before, I always borrowed money from relatives and friends when my family needed it. Why don't you borrow some from your relatives and friends as well? Where do I have any relatives or friends? Don't you have a cousin here with us? Why don't you ask him? He has no money either. How do you know if you don't ask? By the way, how much do you have left? The car insurance is due this month and needs to be paid, and there are also water and electricity bills and so on. I really can't take it out. The wife was shocked when she heard this. Zhang Bin, how dare you ask me for money? I crossed my legs when I heard that. Why, you are so embarrassed to ask me for money, but I can't. Besides, wasn't what I gave you enough before? Besides, haven't we always kept a reserve fund? There should be 150,000 in the passbook now, right? We are in such a difficult situation now. You go and get the passbook, and I will go and withdraw the money tomorrow, so that you don't have to ask me for money every day, and I don't have any money to give you. No, the wife suddenly said excitedly. Why not? That money is for us to save, for any unexpected events. We can't use it now. I sneered when I heard that. In fact, since we got married, I would set aside a little bit of my salary every month for her to save as a family reserve fund. Now I realize that she probably gave this money to her adulterer every month and never saved any of it. Seeing her nervous look, I said, it's already late, and it's time to use the money. Go find the passbook and give it to me now. Seeing that I was staring at her, she became more nervous and her voice trembled. I'll transfer 3,000 to you first, you can use it first, and then I'll go and withdraw the money in a few days, but you don't know the password. As she said that, she took out her cell phone and transferred money to me. After I received the money, I didn't say anything and told her to withdraw the money as soon as possible. As soon as I entered the room, she ran to the balcony in a panic to make a phone call. The person on the other end of the line answered impatiently, tell me what's the matter quickly, I'm in great luck. Dazhuang, it's over. He asked about the money. He asked me to withdraw it in the next few days. What should I do? Where can I get so much money? Why are you panicking? Why don't you just say that you lost your passbook? No, he will definitely go to the bank to ask, and then he will find that there is no money in the passbook, and he will call the police. When the man heard the police call, he panicked. He had been hiding outside for so many years just to avoid being caught. Then you can leave it to him for a few days while I think of a solution. Hurry up, or we're all done. All right. I got it. My wife hung up the phone in a panic and glanced at the door of my room. She thought I didn't know, but in fact, I integrated all my assets early after my rebirth. I was very angry when I found there was no money in the passbook, but I knew where the money went when I thought about it. So I never brought money home, just waiting for her to ask me for money. Then I showed my difficulties again and asked to use the reserve fund. In this case, the two of them will definitely find a way to fill it up so that I don't find out. In order to ensure that the two of them could pay back the money, I asked my friend to investigate Li Dazhuang and then take him to borrow money from a loan shark. As for how he would repay the loan shark, that was his business and had nothing to do with me. The next day I asked my wife about the money again, and she said that the bank required an appointment, so she would go in a few days. I didn't rush her and just let her go. It wasn't until a week later that she gave me the cash. You took it out? Yes, $156,000, all taken out. Okay, leave the money here first. Not many people use cash right now. I'll deposit it into my card and give it to you tomorrow. She nodded and said nothing. As a result, I rented a car and drove home the next day. She asked for money. What money? The reserve fund, you mean? I used it to buy a new car. What? She was so angry at me that her eyes almost fainted. But I ignored her and took out the keys of my new car to show her. Audi, you know what, it's just different from other cars. I liked it when I saw it, so I bought it right away. Zhang Bin. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Why are you yelling? You'll have to replace your car sooner or later, so it's more cost-effective to do so now. She wanted to say something at this time, but then she heard her daughter crying in the room. Chapter 19. At midnight, the wife took her daughter to the hospital. Newborns are prone to illness, and my wife didn't take good care of herself during the postpartum period, so her milk supply is not good. So the child got sick. She sat on the bench crying while I dozed off beside her. Until the doctor came out, she hurried to meet him. Doctor, how is my daughter? Acute pneumonia, constant high fever. How do you parents take care of your children? Now they have to stay in the hospital for observation. The child may not be able to survive. The wife fell to the ground and said, No, doctor, please save my daughter, save her. Okay, we'll do our best, just go and pay the fee. The wife then stood up and wiped her tears. She walked up to me and said, Zhang Bin, go pay the bill. I'm going to see my daughter. You go and pay it. I'll go see my daughter. Zhang Bin. She roared and came over to attack me, and I dodged back. She's your daughter. Are you going to just watch her die of illness? I'm going to pay the bill. What can I use to pay? Didn't I give you all the money yesterday? Are you still a human being? Are you a human being? She cried so hard that she alarmed many people. I don't care what others think of me. If someone comes to advise me, I just tell her to mind her own business. Didn't I use the money to buy the car? I don't have any money, so you can figure it out yourself. Otherwise, you can just let her die. Anyway, he wants to be a good person when he grows up. After I said that, I ignored her and left the hospital directly. I was in a good mood and went home to sleep. After I left, my wife had no choice but to call Li Dazhuang again. What? You want money again? He Qian, damn, do you think I'm easy to fool? Are you using my money to give to Zhang Bin? No, my daughter is seriously ill. The doctor said her life is in danger. Why did you get sick? Did you say that on purpose to cheat me out of money? If you don't believe me, come to the hospital and see her. She's still lying in the ward. Li Dazhuang thought for a moment after hearing this, she's just a little girl, if she dies, she dies. Li Dazhuang. She is our daughter. How can you say such a thing? Then what else can I do? I don't have any money. The wife softened her voice when she heard this. I beg you, please save our daughter, for the last time. I promise this is the last time. Li Dazhuang called because he won the gambling. After thinking about it, he said, Okay, remember what you said. I won't give you a penny in the future. After listening to their conversation, the light turned green and I stepped on the accelerator. See, they always have a way, don't they? My daughter was discharged from the hospital a week later. I haven't visited him this week, and my wife has been taking care of him in the hospital alone. When she came back with her daughter, I was lying on the sofa playing with my phone. It was the weekend, but I didn't go to pick her up. My son was also lying on the other side playing games, swearing at me. The floor was littered with cigarette butts, melon seeds, and fruit peels, and the house was in a mess. In the previous life, such a situation would never have happened. Because I will clean the house thoroughly, prepare a table full of food, take my son to buy a bouquet of flowers, and then pick her and my daughter up. But now, I want to do that. Seeing this scene, she finally exploded. Zhang Bin, let's get a divorce. I looked up from the sofa and looked at her. What are you talking about? Go cook. Dad, don't pay attention to her. The old witch is going crazy again. Hurry up, said the son. The wife got even angrier when she heard this and threw the things in her hands to the ground. Divorce. I said I want to divorce you. I looked at her with a puzzled expression. Are you crazy? You want a divorce just because of these trivial things? I think you are really mentally ill. You can divorce, but you have nothing, including children and property. When she heard me say this, a look of confusion and resentment flashed across her face. Then she silently picked up the things on the ground and said nothing more. Seeing her like this, I sneered. Divorce. I haven't had enough fun yet. Chapter 20. After that day, I still didn't change. Not only did I come home later every day, but I also started chatting openly with women on the internet. Sometimes I would deliberately spray some perfume before going home. She questioned me twice, but I brushed her off both times. We're just friends, what's wrong with chatting? Nothing happened, don't be suspicious. You said you have no money, but did you spend all your money on women outside? Speak now. Are you crazy? You're crazy. This attitude aroused her suspicion even more. As she became more and more upset, I stopped being shy about it. After I got home that day, I washed up and lay on the sofa playing with my mobile phone. When I heard the WeChat notification sound, my wife's ears perked up. I deliberately played the voice on the phone, and a voice message from a woman came out of it. Hey, Brother Ben, you always like to joke around. When are you going to drive your car over to take me for a ride? I miss you so much. I replied in front of my wife, in 2 days, don't worry, I will come in 2 days. After saying that, I laughed. Hearing this, my wife threw the pillow in her hand at me. Zhang Bin. Are you still a human being? Your daughter is so young and you're cheating on her with other women. Are you worthy of me? Why do you do this? She said with tears streaming down her face. Are you sick? I told you we're friends, what's wrong with you? I think you've become sick from being idle at home. Can't you just take care of the children? You have to have such crazy thoughts, it's inexplicable. After I said that, I ignored her, got up and went back to the bedroom with an angry look on my face. She was probably a little mentally ill due to my torture over the past 6 months. She was crying and laughing in the living room. After she had cried enough, she returned to her room and called Li Dazhuang again to complain. Brother Dazhuang, I can't hold on any longer. I want to divorce him. What? Divorce? You can divorce me if you want. What will happen to our 2 children? They can't possibly let Zhang Bin live with them, right? Will they still be my children in the future? But I really can't stand it anymore. You don't know, he has a woman outside, and he doesn't care about the children and the family. If this continues, I will go crazy sooner or later. Why do you care so much? Can't we just wait until our child is an adult? Then we won't have to worry about anything. Then we can get him together and life will be easier. Why are you getting a divorce now? You are so stupid. I can't wait any longer. It's been so many years. He was nice to me before, but now he's like this, I can't stand it. Brother Dazhuang, let's get married. Let's get married and tell our son the truth. He will understand. Then I will steal the child away and we will live somewhere else. Our family will be together happily forever, okay? Are you crazy? Didn't you say before that the child would have a future if he grew up with him? You also said that my son would become a high-ranking official in the future and would inherit all of Zhang Bin's property. I heard that Zhang Bin is planning to move to a bigger house and bought a new car recently. If you divorce him at this time, will he give you the car and the house? You will get nothing then. Li Dazhuang said angrily. At this time, if he alone eats, the whole family will not be hungry. His wife and children have someone to support them, and he doesn't want to have 3 burdens to take care of. Besides, when he heard that I was going to move to a new house, he thought that after I died, the house would belong to his son and he wanted to move in and enjoy life. How could he agree to divorce his wife? Then have you ever thought about me? I really can't stand it. I would rather he beat me up than torture me like this. I really can't stand it. We want to marry you. I don't want to live like this anymore. Li Dazhuang on the other side was completely furious when he heard her say this. Okay, I'm not going to fucking marry you, just give up on this idea. At this time, the wife wanted to say something, but she heard a woman's voice from the other end. Dazhuang, who are you calling? I've been waiting for you for a long time. Here it comes, baby. The wife was stunned when she heard this. She didn't expect that there was a woman around Li Dazhuang. No wonder he didn't want to marry her. Li Dazhuang. Who are you with? Do you have another woman? Are you worthy of me and the child? Li Dazhuang. Do you believe me? I will come to you now. Li Dazhuang was too lazy to listen to her madness, so he hung up the phone. After hearing this, I turned off my phone and went to sleep. Okay, now I can just watch the show. Chapter 21. 21. The wife still went to find Li Dazhuang the next day. She went out with her daughter on her back and came back with a look of dejection and sadness on her face. From what I saw on the surveillance camera, I could tell that the conversation didn't go well. At this time, I looked at my brother beside me and asked, why hasn't the loan shark come to Li Dazhuang to collect the debt yet? Dahai took a sip of coffee and said, I heard that they did look for him, but that guy was so slippery that he escaped. Then tell them how to find him. How do I find it? Wouldn't it be better to find someone to follow my wife? Sure enough, a few days later his wife went to see Li Dazhuang again. But this time she didn't take her daughter out, leaving the child at home to fend for herself, and when she came back she was covered in wounds. Dahai called me the first time he knew Li Dazhuang was found. Guess what? I found it. I knew that He Qian would definitely not be able to resist looking for him. But the guy still refused to pay back the money even though his leg was broken. My friend told me that he pushed He Qian out and said he would use her to pay off the debt. How much does he owe? Can He Qian pay so much? 3 million. What did the debt collector say? Of course he disagreed. He beat Li Dazhuang up and told him to give him 3 days, otherwise he would break his arms and legs. After the people left, he beat He Qian up and said that He Qian deliberately brought people to find him. No wonder He Qian returned with injuries all over her body. What should we do next? Don't worry about it from now on. I have my own way. Okay, then you can always let me know when you need a brother. After hanging up the phone, I asked for leave from the company. Go find my parents and transfer all the cars and houses under my name to their name. He also transferred all my money to my parents on the pretext of parental support. After solving these, I am waiting for the last step. File for divorce in court. As for why I didn't file for divorce directly, it's because I wouldn't get more compensation. How could all my years of hard work be written off like this? What I didn't expect was that Li Dazhuang ran away. He was used to running away, and this time he disappeared without a trace. The wife collapsed when she found she couldn't contact Li Dazhuang. She cheated on me for Li Dazhuang, and now my attitude has changed drastically. I have been mean to her to begin with, and those loan sharks will definitely come looking for her if they can't find Li Dazhuang. By then I will know about her and Li Dazhuang, and I will also know that the 2 children are not my biological children. By then, she and the child will be completely finished. She didn't expect that Li Dazhuang would actually give up on her and run away. After all, after so many years, she thought that Li Dazhuang's feelings for her were still the same as before. Compared to her fear and nervousness, I felt relaxed. That day I went home from get off work as usual. When I saw my wife, I said seriously, let's get a divorce. I know everything. Chapter 22. 22. The wife was stunned when she heard this. No. Impossible. What are you talking about? Come and eat. Seeing that she was forcing a smile, I walked up to her and slapped her in the face. Bitch. How long are you going to lie to me? Seeing this, she knelt down and admitted her mistake. I know I was wrong, husband, I was wrong, woo-woo, please don't divorce me, you are the only one I have now, please don't divorce me, for the sake of our 2 children, please forgive me. I kicked her when I heard that. Although I am not a woman, she is no longer a human being. I've been so good to you for so many years. Why did you betray me? Ah. You still have the nerve to talk about children. I'm going to take them to the hospital for a paternity test right now to see if they are my children. No. Don't. She rushed forward and hugged my legs tightly, preventing me from taking a step forward. I laughed at this and said, "It seems that it is not my child, He Qian." I was so blind at the time. "I have already filed a lawsuit in court. You just wait and pay the price." "No. I don't want a divorce." "Husband, Zhang Bin, I beg you, I beg you." "No." Seeing her like this, people who don't know her would think that she really loves me, but only I know that she is trying to hide the truth. It wasn't until I went to court that I found out the truth. When the wife saw Li Dazhuang sitting in the dock in court, she froze. She didn't expect to see him here. "Dazhuang. Dazhuang, how could you?" At this time, Li Dazhuang was already wearing the silver bracelet, and there were 2 policemen following him, so they ignored him. At that time, I had already expected Li Dazhuang to escape, so I reported to the police that someone was gambling. The police had been waiting for Li Dazhuang since early morning, and he was caught by the police when he tried to escape. That's why the loan sharks couldn't find him. Seeing this, the wife's legs went weak and she was about to fall down, but someone helped her to the dock. After the court session, I commissioned a lawyer to produce 2 paternity test reports, as well as evidence of my wife giving money to Li Dazhuang over the years, plus a series of expenses for her in raising her son over the years. The fees are certainly not complete, but this is all I could find and it does not affect the trial of the case. In order to give my wife enough dignity, my family gave her a dowry of 160,000 yuan, plus 100,000 yuan for the wedding, and no less than 300,000 yuan for the expenses in the 10 years after marriage. Adding the money for raising that adopted son, it would be no less than 200,000. I asked my wife to return the money, leave the house with nothing, and compensate me for mental damages and other expenses, totaling 1 million. The wife was dumbfounded when she heard this. She had never seen so much money in her life. How could it be possible to come up with it? "Are you crazy? Where do I get so much money? Whether you decide to do this or not is your business, but you 2 adulterers owe me these." After hearing this, she kept arguing and begging the judge, but the judge ignored her. The verdict came out very quickly. I won the case, and the 2 bastards had nothing to do with me. My wife wants me to pay so much money in compensation, and the court has given her a 3-month deadline. As for Li Dazhuang, he has committed murder and has been arrested by the police. It turned out that 11 years ago, his wife He Qian was betrothed by her family to a young man from the same village. It turned out that He Qian had actually been involved with Li Dazhuang from the next village for a long time. When Li Dazhuang found out that He Qian was going to get married, he refused to accept it. So the 2 of them asked He Qian's fiancée to come out and asked him to cancel the engagement on his own initiative. As a result, the fiancée refused, saying that her family had already received the money and things. He was also furious when he saw He Qian and Li Dazhuang together, and pointed at He Qian and called her a slut. Li Dazhuang was a hot-tempered young man, and was a well-known gangster in the village, so he started fighting with He Qian's fiancée. As a result, He Qian's fiancée was beaten to death. He Qian panicked when she saw this. If people knew that she had colluded with others to beat someone to death, her parents and the parents of the deceased would definitely not let her go. Although Li Dazhuang usually stole things, this was the first time he killed someone. Besides, he was an orphan without parents, so he wanted to run away immediately to avoid going to jail. He Qian knew that if she stayed, she would be dead, so she chose to run away with Li Dazhuang. The 2 men fled eastward while dodging the police. Because internet technology was not well developed at the time, the 2 men were able to escape. After arriving in Haicheng, the 2 settled down in an abandoned building. They had no identity or job, so they couldn't go out openly. Usually I make some money by stealing. But the good times didn't last long, and Li Dazhuang started to attack He Qian. He Qian was often beaten by him and was covered in bruises. But because the 2 depended on each other, Li Dazhuang did not beat He Qian to death. It was not until He Qian found out she was pregnant that the 2 started arguing again. He Qian wanted to keep the child, but Li Dazhuang refused, saying that they could not support themselves now and keeping the child would be a burden. But He Qian didn't want to, so Li Dazhuang wanted to beat the baby in He Qian's belly to death. He Qian escaped after being beaten and met me when she fainted on the roadside. After waking up in the hospital and seeing my concern for her, she immediately became interested. Later, she found out that I came from a well-off family and was a nice person, so she went back and discussed it with Li Dazhuang and decided to marry me. The two of them started to set up a trap for me, and less than a month after I met Yiqian, they got me drunk and made me lie in the same bed with Yiqian. Since I had no experience in sex, I naturally thought that we had had sex. So I started taking care of Yiqian, and was slowly attracted by her innocence. I taught her some common sense about life, and felt sorry for her and loved her. It was not until later when she found out she was pregnant that I immediately told my family about my marriage. My mother didn't like her at first, but later she felt that she was simple and sensible, so she agreed. After marriage, she has been supporting Li Dazhuang with money, and the two have always been in contact. Li Dazhuang also settled down in this city, and took advantage of the incomplete information at the time to get a fake ID card. He still occasionally took some work in the city and depended on Yiqian for survival. And so, I kept raising them without knowing it. After knowing this, I became even more angry with them. My mother wanted to go up and beat Yiqian to death, but unfortunately she was stopped by someone. After coming out of the court, Li Dazhuang was taken away, and I found a reporter early in the morning and cried bitterly in front of the camera. I tell you my story. I loved my wife for 10 years, but I found out that neither of my 2 children were my biological children. When Yiqian was surrounded and blocked by reporters, she was so scared that she burst into tears and ran away. She was supposed to be held legally responsible, but unfortunately she was breastfeeding and could not go to jail. Chapter 23. 23. After I had suffered enough in front of the reporters, I returned home and found Yiqian sitting on the sofa with her daughter in her arms. I went up to her, pulled her up and pushed her out. Go away, take those 2 little bastards with you and get as far away as you can. This is my home. If you dare to come here again, I will take care of those 2 little bastards too. The daughter in her arms was so scared that she burst into tears, while her son cried and refused to leave. I won't leave. This is my home. Dad, don't you want me anymore, Dad? I'm your son, I'm not a bastard, I'm not. Dad. Shut up. I'm not your father. I couldn't give birth to a little beast like you. You bully your classmates at such a young age, steal and get into fights. You're just like your father, with perfect genes. No wonder I was curious before, why you never listened no matter how you taught me, and you're not like me at all. It turns out you're not my child at all. I said, pushing him out and closing the door. Then I threw out all the things of several people, and the house was instantly half empty. Yiqian knelt in front of the door and begged me for mercy, while my son kept kicking her. It's all your fault. It's because you pissed off Dad that Dad didn't want us anymore. It's all your fault. How could I have a mother like you? Go to hell. Go to hell with this annoying person. My wife looked at me helplessly and said, Zhang Bin, for the sake of our relationship as husband and wife for so many years, I beg you not to do this. Let me and the child live here first, okay? Oh, don't act pitiful in front of me. You are not my wife, the child is not mine, and the person you should be looking for is not me. Go away and don't dirty my eyes. I said and slammed the door shut. They are pitiful, but am I not pitiful too? I just wish he would die. My story became a hot topic and many people knew about my experience. I found my former teacher Mr. Zhao and apologized, saying that I shouldn't have done that, but it happened for a reason and I could only offend the school and the teacher. Teacher Zhao knew what I was going through. He just criticized me and didn't say anything else, telling me to think positively. As for my relatives and colleagues, they all comforted me. After Yiqian Yang left, I packed up my things and went back to my parents' place. I plan to sell this house and buy a bigger one so that I can take better care of my parents in the future. So when Yiqian went to the house again, she found that no one was home. Even the furniture was cleared out. As the time to repay the debt drew closer and she couldn't run away with her 2 children, she began to get anxious. She found the loan shark that had caused trouble for Li Dazhuang before and said she wanted to borrow money, and she could also mortgage her 2 children to the loan shark. When the loan shark heard this, he thought, damn, isn't this giving her money and helping her raise her child. So he rejected her. But he couldn't bear it anymore and she knelt down and kowtowed, and finally lent her 300,000 yuan and kept his adopted son. Yiqian took the money and left with her daughter. When I went to ask her to pay back the money 3 months later, I found out that she had been arrested by the police. As for why, that's a long story. Chapter 24. 24. It turned out that after He Qian borrowed high-interest loans, she planned to run away with her daughter, but she found that having a child was too troublesome. So she thought of a solution, which was to sell the child. Anyway, she has abandoned her son, so why can't she abandon her daughter? So she carried her daughter to hang around the hospital entrance every day. Finally, she got her chance. A human trafficker came to her and said he could help her sell the child, but she had to pay for it. She agreed and sold her daughter to a couple who were unable to have children. She got 100,000 out of 200,000. After getting the money, she was about to run away, but was stopped by the police before she left the city. The police had been following the human trafficker for a long time, and she was also tracked down by the police. Later, the police sent the daughter to an orphanage. As for He Qian, she was so vicious that she was sentenced for multiple crimes. The police also found out about the loan sharking gang through her. They were busted and they hated He Qian so much. As for the adopted son, he was covered in wounds when the police rescued him and was sent to an orphanage. But he sneaked out and stopped me downstairs of our company. Dad. Why don't you want me? You are obviously my dad. Dad, I don't want to go back to the orphanage. Please let me go home. I will be obedient and study hard in the future. I took out 10 yuan and handed it to him. I am not your father, you are the child of your mother and that bad men. Don't come to me in the future. If you want to hate someone, hate your mother and Li Dazhuang, otherwise we are still a happy family, and you are still your father's good son. After saying that, I ignored him, called the welfare home and drove away. He chased me and called me, but I never looked back once. 5 years later, I remarried and had a child, and this time I was sure that the child was my own. Later, when I took my wife and children to the police station to register their household registration, I saw the bastard. He is 14 years old now, covered in wounds and being criticized and educated by the police. He responded nonchalantly. I beat him because I respect him. Who asked him to compete with me for a woman? He deserves it. How can you fight over such things at such a young age? What the hell is it to you? You police officers are meddling in too many matters. The police were very helpless about his attitude, and I didn't intend to let him leave after finishing his business with his wife. At this time he saw me and suddenly sat up from the chair, but he was handcuffed and couldn't get up. Dad. When he saw me, his eyes turned red and he called me excitedly. The policeman was startled by his actions, and his wife looked at me in confusion. Children from my ex-wife. The wife nodded in understanding. I looked back at him and saw joy on his face. Dad, I finally see you again. You don't know that I. Don't shout, I'm not your father anymore, your father is in prison, police comrade, this is a misunderstanding, this child is my ex-wife's, his parents are in prison now. The policeman whispered, that's what I told you. He is clearly in an orphanage. How could he have parents? Then I heard a policeman say, okay, behave yourself. If you hit someone again next time, it won't be as simple as detaining someone for half a month. As he said that, he was taken away by the police. Later, I deliberately inquired about it. It turned out that this child had been fighting and causing trouble every day since he went to the orphanage. If the director of the orphanage had not had some tricks, he would have exposed the matter long ago. Now that he has grown up, he no longer takes other people seriously. This month is the 3rd time he has been sent to the police station for a fight. The daughter of my ex-wife has been sick since she was sent to the orphanage. She has been bullied in recent years and is now a fool. 26. 10 years later, my ex-wife was released from prison. She couldn't find me, so she went to my parents' house. When my parents called me to come over, I saw a skinny and haggard woman. She was very excited to see me, Zhang Bin. But she stopped when she saw my wife behind me. It took her a while to recover, and she was crying and laughing at the same time, which was scary. What on earth are you doing here at my parents' place? Do you believe I will call the police and have you arrested if you come to harass my parents? Hearing this, she wiped away her tears, raised her eyes and said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I just wanted to ask if you have any news about Xiao Cheng and Xiao Chui. I smiled sarcastically when I heard this, now you know the kids, why didn't you think about today when you sold them before? She knelt down and said, Zhang Bin, for the sake of our relationship, I beg you to tell me. I really miss them and I want to see them. I heard this and said, "Don't say such things. My wife will be unhappy if she hears them. But if you want to know the news, I can tell you." She looked at me with joy when she heard that. I said, "Your son has been shot, and your daughter has married and has a child." What? She couldn't believe it. I certainly didn't lie to her. Li Cheng was indeed shot. He killed someone, and the person he killed was Li Dazhuang. He has hated Li Dazhuang ever since he Qian and I divorced. He thinks it was Li Dazhuang who destroyed our family. So he went to the prison to see Li Dazhuang several times, and later Li Dazhuang went to see him when he was released on parole. So he killed Li Dazhuang. Later, he killed 2 passers-by while escaping, and was shot for this. As for Li Chui, she was mentally retarded and was raped by people from the welfare home when she was 13. Later, she was coaxed away by a man who came to the city to work. According to the director of the welfare home, she had just given birth to a child some time ago, but the child didn't seem to be doing well. After knowing this, He Qian stumbled away. She didn't believe it, so she went to check it out. The result was exactly as I said. She wanted to coax her daughter back, but was beaten by Li Chui's husband instead. She returned to the city in a daze, but could not accept that her life had become like this. So that night, she jumped into the river and committed suicide. I received a call from the police asking me to collect the body. I refused directly and said that I had no relationship with them anymore. In fact, I had already taken my revenge when they were in prison and their 2 children were sent to an orphanage. But I still felt happy when I heard that they ended up like this. As expected, bad guys will get their comeuppance, and even if I didn't intend to kill them, they still died. I was lying in the rocking chair on the balcony thinking, and my wife took a blanket and covered me with it. "It's getting cold, don't catch a cold." "I know. Thank you for your hard work." When my wife heard this, she smiled at me, took my hand and leaned on my shoulder to accompany me. This kind of life is the life of my dreams.